Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode I'm going to show you how to install boost pipe to your Audi S3 8V. It's exactly going to be the same for your Golf R Mark 7 on other MQB platform like the Seat and the Skodas. I'm going to go over quickly what comes in the kit. This is actually an eBay kit. I've been told by my MQB specialist friend and fellow YouTuber, I'll put his stuff in the description, go check him out, and after watching video you will see what I mean. He's very knowledgeable about the platform, and he says there is absolutely no point spending money on branded stuff for the boost pipe kit, and he essentially just used the eBay one on all of his build, and he's built many 600 plus MQB engine, so he knows what he's talking about basically. But yeah, so what comes in the kit: a couple of metal pipe, one that goes before the intercooler on the side of your Xbox, airbox, not Xbox, and then the one on the other side that basically exits the intercooler and go toward your throttle. This is where the sensor goes basically, that we are going to need to relocate. And what's nice with those kits, I'm planning for meth on this one, and basically if you want meth you need to be able to have some ports you can use to actually inject meth into your boost pipe, so that's why this comes in handy. Realistically, if you're going to go for stage 2 for example and change the intercooler, get them done at the same time. This only pays 150 quid, so compared to the cost of like the intercooler and the work to actually get the intercooler in and stuff like that, it's worth doing. And you know, it looks better, it's a bit less plastic, it does flow better even if you're not going to use meth, and if you later down the line want to use meth, at least you're ready, and that's an annoying job already done. Alright, so those two pipe, couple of little suction. This one you can see the diameter actually change. We've got 4 of those bad boys to obviously attach them. We actually have fresh hardware to go for the sensor, and this kit actually comes with a turbo muffler delete, which I've already got on my turbo, but it's been a while since I've seen it, and I think the diameter of this one might be slightly wider, so later in the video we will have to compare. If it's the same size, I'm not going to bother with it, but you know, if you don't have one yet, it comes with the kit, so definitely worth doing it. Doesn't really do much from a performance point of view, but it does help a little bit for the sound. Anyway, that's the kit. Okay, so once your car is safely jacked up, I like to keep the jack as well, just slightly extra security. So you basically want to remove a floor pan here, T25 here on the side, there is 3 of them, and then at the back, at the end of it, there is 3 across. Those are T40s, and obviously on the other side you will have 3 T25. So just pull them out, and then little clips at the front, and this come in nice and easily. For the little clip, just put a flathead screwdriver on this side, and that's nice and easy. As you can see by the state of the pan, the car does get used. Okay, so underneath the car, essentially, that goes in the intercooler, and that goes back up and essentially joins the air turbo outlet, and that exits the intercooler and go to some plastic pipes. And here is the same on the other side. Stock, they are plastic pipes, so essentially we're replacing them for metal, and as you can see sometimes the shape of the pipe change as well. So for example, this one, the plastic one, is a lot longer than the metal one, but we'll see that when we're back up. Okay, so the first thing to do is remove your airbox and battery assembly. Mine is not stock, but I'll include the clip. It's very quick basically, you know, you just got a clip on, you remove a couple of screws, you yank. The stock airbox basically just plug in, so once you've removed the pipe, you can just yank on it, it comes out, job done. Basically what we want is to give us access to this pipe here. Okay, that's our airbox out of the way. In my case the battery too, in your case you can leave the battery, but as you can see it looks at normally where your battery is. Lovely access from there. So the little tool to pull the grommet for the loom is basically here. So as you can see, our turbo outlet pipe actually include a little mount for the loom, so we need to pull that out. Then it actually goes, can you see it? It actually clips in. So basically with the tool we want to pop this out, and basically, you know, depending on your revision, just make your way down on. You just basically want that part of the loom to be loose and separated from the pipe. Here we go, nice and loose. Surprisingly, my trim remover tool did the job as well. So now unloosen those two, unscrew that one, and that's where your 7mm socket comes in handy when you need to remove those, but obviously it wasn't pointing the right direction. T40 for this one, like the big one from the underplate. It's on quite nicely. That one decided it's not going to want to come in easy. That's a T30, but look what you've done to the head. It's basically it's dead. We've got another one somewhere, I think, hopefully a bit stronger. Okay, so that side is removed. So if we take, there we go, kitten. If we take this muffler, delete, that's our outside. I wanted to check. Yeah. It actually can literally go over it. So if you use this kit, you definitely want to upgrade our muffler delete as well, simply because bigger outlet. And look, it's actually shaped a bit like that. Anyway, I'll pull this one out and we can compare the two. Alright, so for those it was 3 of those 5mm Allen key, but they come out with T30s as well. So that's the one that was in the car, not the stock one. But one difference you can see straight away is like here, doesn't seem to have anything to actually seal like this one, but the hole itself much bigger, as you can see here. And I guess if you go like that, yeah, still feel like, I don't know, it's quite the same size. Mine just come bang on. But either way, our kit is designed for that exit. So I'm going to put it back on. If you want to see a full episode about turbo muffler delete, I actually done one where I basically install this one and I go over the stock one and stuff. I'll put a link up there or in the description, or you know, go check the playlist. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. Essentially it's, you just put those 3 one back on, and obviously this part in, this part out. Now here basically that's a total pipe, so we want to loosen up at the top so that way it will come off when we pull it from underneath. And that is pretty much it for the top for now, so let's move to the under of the car. So from underneath, you know, untie that, so we can pull them out, and same on the other side. Okay, it's all removed. On here you can see, because I had the intercooler before I had the catch can, you know, you put your finger in there and you see it's a bit oily, so you know, while you have it open, give it a swipe. It doesn't hurt to remove it, and if you don't have it yet, get a catch can, they're cheap enough. Alright, so now what we need to do is actually unclip this guy here, which basically, as you can see, that's from our coolant pipe. It's attached to this pipe there, which we don't want to keep. Then what we need to do as well is this little bit of loom, we can remove it from his socket, because basically here again the engine block is where is our second mount for this pipe. And hopefully, I'm hoping what I'm going to do is spray a little bit of WD-40 on there, so I don't have the same problem as the top. Alright, so as you can see, our coolant pipe is out of the way, so is this little guy. Will still be a struggle to like get something in there, especially since the tools I've got is long, but now that we can move the pipe out of the way and stuff, should be okay. Anyway, I'll go spray some WD-40, let it sit a little bit, and what I'll do is tackle out of the camera my issue at the top while that sits a bit. The sensor we want to remove is here. There we go. So yeah, just unplug it basically. We can switch it on when the pipe is out. Alright, so thankfully for me, the bottom side of the entrance of the intercooler came a lot easier. So now we just need to remove this one, which basically all the pipe that goes to the throttle body. Alright, so this one is all done. I'm going to take it out of the way, basically put it from underneath. You navigate it the best way you can. So here obviously we are going to need to go up, for example, because you've got that cable in the way. Probably want to pass this around down this way, and then yeah, fiddle our way around. Alright, so that's how I've dealt with mine. Still going to have to remove it to use it, but after you've got to like jiggle it. We are getting there. You can see the end is there. So my special stuff in the way. With that little mount there as well. Now yeah, tight packaging, just rotate. And look here, I won't just use one hand, I can get out the rest. And there we go. But basically, as you can see, that's the tiny hole exit of the turbo, and bigger here. Obviously our muffler activity is much bigger, and then it's not this. It's essentially this pipe we are replacing, I think. Yeah, as you can see, quite a difference in diameter. Then on this side, there is one hiding here, which is a pain because you essentially like need to try to come from here. And I'm very lucky because out of the 4 we needed to remove, 3 are in so hard, basically yeah, the bolt has threaded. So what I've done is this pipe in the kit. Oh, sorry, right, it's a bit tight in here. On the kit for this pipe, there is no mounting bracket as well, so I'll just be using a small saw, and I've chopped it there. Obviously this one could do with chopping as well, but it's a bit more tricky, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I need to find a way to get my little saw in there and chop this out as well. Okay, so for this one again, chop. But yeah, basically 3.5 hours later we are halfway in our 1 hour job just because of bolts and others, but at least I think now it should just calm down. There we go. Yeah, what a nightmare. Look, essentially chopped, and this one was really not accessible at all. If you look at her. A lot more, a lot different, quite smaller. It's quite interesting, it goes up more, and as you can see here, no mount. So now what we can do, which should be a lot easier, is basically we want to transfer this sensor in here, and we've got, if you remember I showed you at the beginning, we do have the hardware for this as well. Anyway, I won't bore you, just T20 I think, take out, put back in. Okay, so once our sensor is done, we basically want to attach that bit to our throttle from underneath. And that's because if you look, they are quite close. This one come a lot closer. If you attach it to the end there first, this length might be too much, and then you won't be able to plug this. So if you put this in first, then you can push this all the way in, basically adjust the height. Make it a bit trickier to tighten it up, but you know, that's what our 7mm socket is for. And if you can see, if you align yourself well, you've got quite a clear path to the throttle. Alright, so as you can see, I'm in there, and what's nice now, look, make sure you put one of those guys on so you can bring it up after. It's a bit tight in here. And another thing, make sure all of those are on nice and tight, because they are not nice and tight when they come in the kit, and you don't want those to go off, as you know, essentially they will be boost leaks. And if you look on this side, I start to get the light and stuff right, but as you can see, our sensor, our plug are lining up, so we are getting there on this side. Okay, so for the second clips on the flexible pipe, sorry, the light is rubbish, but yeah, this guy here, basically to tie it up you want it pointed this way, because you can see where my hand comes in. Basically you've got the length to like put a screwdriver in there and get in there, and then this one is more like this way. And now those went back very easily, which make me think, you know, I'm not sure you actually need to take them out. I think if you just removed this side there, then just put this one out of the way, you don't need to take it off as well. Some kits come with them, but you know, they are good, those ones. So, but yeah, that is one side completed. Okay, this one we can actually go from the top. Basically this going to align with that, which still haven't sorted, still need to get mine out, as you can see. Okay, so on that side what we can do is basically install air pipe that goes to the silencer. Well, the silencer, not the silencer, but you know, I mean, a little muffler did it, but essentially just the outlet of the turbo, the air outlet, obviously. Anyway, just put that in, put your clamps on, put your clamps pointing up so you can screw it nicely from the top. Alright, so this guy, I basically drilled it out, and look, now that I've drilled it out, it comes off by hand. You know, what the hell? You know, just for the sake to be a pain in the neck. But now we can actually take our pipe, and this is where we want it to land. Put this down. You know, if you do it with two hands, obviously it's a lot easier, but as you can see, even with one hand, it goes in nice and easy. There is actually one of those guys I've managed. Alright, GoPro died again, but anyway, what was I? Yeah, I've managed to recover one of those, so I can transfer it to this one, so I can mount it. And then we basically just have this guy to point down, connect it with that, tighten it up down there, and then essentially just install it at the bottom. And there is a little clip there if you want to like reattach the loom as well. But yeah, getting there. And there we go. So basically this one, if you pull on the metal on this stuff, you get the metal extract out. Then the caoutchouc is very easy to put on, and then you just put the metal stuff back in. I've seen people sometimes struggle with that, but actually it's quite straightforward. Okay, it's on. So the easiest way to actually put that combo is put this on this, as you can see, all the way. Otherwise you end up with this being the wrong size again. So a lot of the time this seems to allow for a lot of pipe to go in, which is nice. But yeah, here we go. All nice on there. As you can see, it's kind of like really against the cooler, including against like one of the clip. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, see this guy there. So what I might do, as I just noticed this, is actually move that metal clip, and I recommend you do it because eventually it could just end up piercing the pipe. Alright, you can see I basically move that stuff out of the way, and actually if you play a little bit with the orientation as well, it kind of press less. Still against it, so you know, I'm quite pleased I've put the stuff out of the way. But to be honest, it like I might explore more tomorrow. As you can see, it's pretty night time now. But it does feel like could probably make this bit shorter, and essentially tucked in this a bit closer to here, so that there is less rub on those two there. So weird, like they could have, I guess they couldn't have really passed that anywhere else, but yeah, they didn't plan for mod, did they? We are a bit closer now, essentially. Not about that much, but yeah, you know, still clear this nicely. Doesn't rest on this as bad. Give me a tiny bit more room here where the angle of the airbox come in. Nice. Now we just need to go put the bottom collector. There you go. I just need to tighten this, but actually fit quite nicely when it's all on. But yeah, and basically you just want to go around and tie all those them up go with a ratchet screwdriver. You can't have the same torque, and obviously those are your boost pipes, so they are under a lot of pressure. Alright, all nice and tight underneath, all nice and tight at the top. Remember, at the throttle we've got a couple. So you know, after that obviously put your airbox, battery if you took it out, and don't forget to put your tray as well back underneath the car before you drop the car. And yeah, I'll see you after I've done that, and we can get the car started, see if it's all happy, give it a few revs, make sure we don't have any leak anywhere. Alright, so we got there in the end. This is supposed to be an hour job, but you know, as usual, an hour job, it all depends on the bolt. I've chatted with my mate, and apparently it is very common for those to be mega tight. So, you know, expect that. Put some WD-40 on all of them the night before. And the crazy thing is, like the one at the top, once I've removed the top, yeah, as you've seen, it just removed itself. So, but yeah, you know, I'm hoping for you, if you go and do the job, it will be a lot more straightforward. But you know, got there in the end. I mean, if the bolt remove like they're supposed to, literally you can do the job in an hour, depending on how used you are to like lifting your car and all that jazz, you know. Maybe if you're not used to it, 2-3 hours taking it nice and chilly. But yeah, you know, the job is done. Comparison with the existing pipe, much wider, so you know, we know that the airflow is definitely improved over what was in there. And yeah, car still run perfectly fine and all that good stuff, so all good. Would I recommend this kit? Yeah, definitely. You know, after, if money is not an issue, I'm sure maybe some branded kit would maybe like fit even better, maybe reuse more mounting point or change more bits of pipes, stuff like that. But I really don't think, you know, it's going to be, might as well use a few £100 extra you're going to spend on the boost pipe on something else, you know. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming on the journey. Give us a like and a subscribe if it's your first time. If it's your first time, go check out our Audi S3 playlist, well over 100 videos on mod you can do yourself, on some of the custom mods you've seen in this one as well, and we've got other project car as well. So see you in the next one. Bye.